Hi guys, today's Vlogvent video is going to be a book review of Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson and Lauren Myracle. The book is split up into 3 sections, each written by a different one of the 3 authors, and each following different characters, but all of them connecting into 3 interconnected stories. All 3 stories take place in the town of Gracetown in the southern United States, in the middle of a really bad snowstorm on Christmas Eve. The first story, The Jubilee Express, which was written by Maureen Johnson, features a girl called Jubilee whose train from Virginia to Florida gets stuck in Gracetown, and she's on this train because she's having to go and spend Christmas with her grandparents because her parents ended up in prison because of something that wasn't their fault. She has been having issues with her boyfriend and is forced to face some uncomfortable truths with the help of a local boy called Stuart, who she befriends. The second story, A Cheertastic Christmas Miracle, which was penned by John Green, features a boy called Tobin and his friends JP and the Duke, who are faced with a struggle, no, a quest, to reach a restaurant full of cheerleaders, which was the same one that Jubilee was in at the start of the book. The last story, The Patron Saint of Pigs, which was written by Lauren Myracle, features Addie, the girlfriend of Jeb, a recurring character in the first 2 stories. Addie struggles with her own self-absorption over her breakup with Jeb, and with her Christmas present to her friend Tegan, which is a pet pig that she almost forgets to pick up from the pet shop. I like this book, especially the first 2 stories by Maureen Johnson and John Green, both of which had really engaging characters and plot developments, even if all of the plot developments in there were also quite well used tropes, but not cliches. I really cared about what happened to these characters, who were all engaging, likeable, and flawed enough to be sympathetic. The real failing point in this novel was the third story by Lauren Myracle. Addie was just not a very likeable character. She was trying to work past her self-absorption, but really didn't seem to be working at it. She really just did not seem to manage to do anything. Her self-absorption was her main character trait. Once you get past that, there didn't seem to be anything there. Well, aside from her mopey behaviour over breaking up with Jeb. And, of course, they got back together at the end of the novel. The story was just not as good as the other 2, and featured the main characters of the other 2 near the end, and seemed to make them rather unlikable as well. They just didn't have the same spark to them as they did in their own stories. The only other real issue I had in the story was the casual sexism and homophobia that all 3 characters in Green's story actually make jokes about. This one I could justify as they are being stupid teens in a different way than just being a one character trait personified. But it still wasn't all that great. Plus, I'm pretty sure that Green would not actually write them like that anymore. He wouldn't do that anymore, I hope. It was just a bit jarring to have them joking about Lindsay Lohan's legs always being open. If I had to pick a favourite story out of the 3, I would have to pick Jubilee Express by Maureen Johnson, because Jubilee was a really likeable, fun character who was just such a verbal klutz and really funny that I just really liked her and sympathised with her a lot. And her romance with Stuart was very organic feeling, if very quick. Overall, I would say that I liked this book, which was very fun, very Christmassy, and quite romantic and witty as well, actually, even if there was a turn for the worse with the last story. The comment question for today is, have you read this book? And if so, what did you think of it? If you haven't read it, feel free to, say what you've heard about it, and whether you think you are going to like it if you read it. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you remember to like and share it and subscribe to my channel. Click on the thumbnails above to see other videos by me, including the first video in my Vlogvent playlist, and the Job Hunters tag that I did for the 9th day of Vlogvent. Bye!